Hi everyone. I had a really great coaching call today, or really more of a touching base with one of my mentors in my Arbonne business. And as we were talking about kind of the month ahead and my goals and all of those things, but we were also talking about where where I was in my business, where I am now, and where I'm going in my business. And as we were talking, she said to me, "Can you record that? Can you share that?" And I said I definitely could. And interestingly enough, she's not the first person to ask me in very recent history to start recording messages that I wanted to share with people, or inspiration that comes to me, and record that, and to then be able to share that with other people. And this has definitely appealed to me and intrigued me, but um, I think the fact that I haven't done a lot of it, it also, and I'm doing it today, it also speaks to my growth and my journey in this business, and trusting myself and coming to accept myself as worthy, and having a message that can serve others. And that's really, that kind of is not just my journey, but it's the journey for so many others in this business. So I guess we're gonna call it my life with Arbonne up until now. So my journey with Arbonne started about 3.5 years ago, when I was called by a very good friend of mine and asked if I would take a look at what she was doing with Arbonne. So at the time, I was on maternity leave, and my baby was 7 weeks old, and I also had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And really, at the time, I thought I knew what Arbonne was. I had heard of Arbonne, I had tried Arbonne products. I really just agreed to listen, to be supportive, and to try to be a good friend. But that day, the information that I heard, it really opened my mind to the possibilities, and also made me realize that I was kind of settling in my life. And in so many ways, starting Arbonne and my journey along the way, I really feel like it's bringing me back to the person I actually was at one time, and got away from. And it's bringing me back to that person, and helping me grow into the person I was always meant to be. And the best part of that is helping others do the same thing, and serving others along the way. So when I started my business, I jumped in. I really had no idea what I was doing, but I was super coachable, and I had a goal of making $500 a month, and I was willing to do the things that my upline suggested, and following the system to obtain that goal. Now, for me, I started seeing results. I started making money really quickly into my business, and my vision did start to grow once I hit my initial goals, and I started to have other people who said yes to this business and decided that they wanted to do it too, and they had their own goals and their own dreams. And I really did realize this was an opportunity for me to help others. So I I started to do that. But along the way, I also started to get kind of stuck in managing people, and I got away from my own personal activity and my own personal business for a while, which really, now that it took me a while to recover from that, from taking a break from that personal activity. And for a while, I actually lost a title. I lost my title of regional vice president at one point in my business. I'm just now back in qualification for that. And, some people might be surprised by that, and surprised by my openness to discuss that. But I think one of the best things that it actually was one of the best things that happened to me in my business. And now, in hindsight, I can see that as a necessary step, not in just my business, but in my personal growth as well. There's this saying that you need to not just set goals, but you need to work on becoming the person along the way that is worthy of earning those goals. And other people would disagree with this, I'm sure, but I think that's exactly what happened. I didn't see myself as worthy of having earned those goals yet or achieved those things. And so for a while in my business, I took a step back from that. And the one thing that even when I did that I never stopped doing, that I always did every single day, and probably actually definitely in those times in my business where I struggled, I focused more intensely. I did more personal growth and really worked on myself. And today, that's exactly what got me through. That's exactly what has helped me get through to where I am today. And it also made me realize that the title doesn't matter if the inside doesn't match. And for me, the inside didn't match yet. I kind of felt like I was faking it a little bit. And I did have this vision that if it was possible for others, it was possible for me. But my belief was still wavering a bit in myself, not in the business, not in the opportunity, not in other people, in myself. And so for me, over the last 4 to 6 months, because of all that personal growth and working on myself, I now have a completely different vision for my life, for my business, and also what's possible for other people. It's interesting, and I don't believe in coincidences, that something for me that I've struggled with a little bit. I'm a nurse. I'm a pediatric nurse, and I love the nursing part of nursing, and I love working with children. It's part of what I've always pictured myself doing. And so I think I also thought that you had to want to walk away from what you were doing to really make this business big. And I'm finally realizing that absolutely isn't the case. But for me, Urban is becoming this awesome vehicle for allowing me to touch the lives of others and to empower kids and youth in a way that I couldn't do in my nursing business, in my nursing profession. And so lately, this business has really helped me gain time freedom. I've been able to do things like volunteer at my son's theater group as the producer for his play. And over the weekend, it kind of hit me. We were wrapping up the play, and just watching the kids grow and develop and build confidence and self-esteem and come together and work as a team, it hit me that I don't have to get paid at something for it to mean I'm contributing or that I'm getting something from it. And so I feel like it's kind of finally hitting me that Arbonne is allowing me to do more of those things, to volunteer my time, to give back in ways that not only did I not even realize I wanted to do, but that I never in a million years could have envisioned myself being able to afford that time in my life to volunteer. I have been asked to come in and speak to um, it's a girls running club group. It's called Girls Gone Gazelle, and they're a group of 8 to 12-year-old girls. And as part of their end of the year banquet, I've been asked by a friend who coaches the girls to come in and to speak with them and to spend time with them as a female entrepreneur who looks to empower others and to give back to the community, and also who has loves to pour vision and belief in other people. And I wouldn't get to do that if it wasn't because of my Arbonne business. I'm also looking at getting involved in things like volunteering with We Day. And those, now that's my vision. Now I get to think, oh my gosh, all of these things that I get to be involved in and give back to and contribute to. And not only do I get to give, but I've never felt like I was receiving so much in that ability to give of myself and my time. And it's so really, it really matches with my vision in Arbonne, that I've never believed so much in this opportunity being a true gift for other people. And I feel like the other thing that it's allowed me to do is step back and not take ownership of whether other people come into this business and succeed or fail. I love my favorite part of this business is getting to believe in others and coach others and support others to be successful and to become the best version of themselves. But at the same time, that isn't my responsibility. My responsibility is to give people the tools, set people up properly, and also my job as a leader in this business is to paint the vision for other people. I had this conversation with somebody the other day who is considering joining my business, and she said to me, she was saying to me how much she admired my passion and my belief and my excitement, because that was something she felt like she was missing in her life. But at the same time, she wasn't sure if she could see herself in this business having that same type of passion and excitement and enthusiasm. And I reminded her that I've now been in this business for a while, and I didn't start this way. I didn't always have the level of vision and belief that I have today. So before I had that for myself, that is where working on myself had to come into play. That's where plugging in and listening and finding the things that spoke to me and were going to fill my cup and fill my belief. That's where those things came in. So what I had to do was I had to borrow my vision. I had to borrow my belief from those people who already had those things that I was looking to achieve. And now my one responsibility, really my biggest job as an independent consultant for other people in this business, is to be that vision caster, to be that belief and that proof that until they get their own, while they're working on their own vision, their own belief, their own success, they can borrow mine. They can come to me, and I have that to share with them. And knowing and understanding that all of this, we all are works in progress. And I'll never stop growing. I'll never stop learning. This journey will constantly be evolving. I'll constantly be working on myself. And I love that piece of it. So just knowing and trusting and not judging where I am now as an indicator of where I will be or how quickly I'm going to get there. Also, the other thing that I've really been able to do recently, and this has been, I think most people in this business struggle with this, and it's the comparison trap. And so much of all of this comes back to our self-worth, our belief in ourselves, and judging ourselves for what we think we everything's supposed to look like for us, or even judging what other people are going to judge us based on our results. And it's so freeing to be able to let that go, to find those things that speak to you and focus on those things and work on yourself, grow yourself, and then match that with activity, knowing that in the beginning and even at different stages in your business, it's going to sound different, but being committed to the process and being committed to learning and getting better and working on you and asking yourself and doing those daily things that are going to move yourself in the right direction. I recently downloaded a book called Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols, and she said that so often we sabotage ourselves because we set goals too far in the future, and then we beat ourselves up when we don't hit those goals. And really, we have to know that it's all of those micro steps that over time add up to the macro steps. And just believing and committing to those daily things that are going to help move you in the right direction, because everything we do every day, we get to choose what our actions are going to be that day. And I actually sat with a friend the other day who's not in my business yet, and she has been working on herself, and she was telling me how every single night she writes down gratitude. She writes down three things every morning she writes down the three things she's grateful for. And then she writes down two things that could make her day its best. But those things have to be in her control. It can't be the weather. It has to be things that are within her realm of control, that she can actually do, say, be, so she can affect the outcome of what her day looks like. And then she said at nighttime, she sits down and she writes the things that went well in her day. And then she also writes the things that could make the next day even better. So, it's those little things. It's realizing that we have that choice. We have that opportunity to affect our own lives that way, just by choosing the things that we are going to focus on that day. And also making what we do about other people, finding a way to serve other people. And, I know we say it all the time, but I got a great message from one of my leaders today talking about how she's really finally feels like she's able to detach from the outcome, detach from the disappointment of that instant not right that instant gratification. So when you don't get a yes right away, but it's more of a not right now, detaching from any disappointment that comes with that, and seeing it as a positive and an opportunity to serve that person and to help them and provide whatever tools they need to make the decision that's right for them. And we say that, right? Like, we say that in this business, but sometimes we don't really necessarily mean it, because again, we're judging ourselves. We're judging ourselves based on our immediate results and what our business looks like. And if we could just let that judgment go, if we could make it about serving the other person, it's so freeing. It's so freeing to be able to do that. And so that's really my message. One, every single person has something that they can give to someone else, something positive. We do it every single day. We just don't even realize that we do it, that we affect people every single day in our actions, in our positivities, sometimes even in our Facebook posts. We don't realize the people that are watching, and something that we post because it inspired us, that can be the exact thing that someone needed to hear that day. That one thing could be something that turned their day around for them. And then it's just a matter of applying that into our business and finding ways to do that within Arbonne and serving other people with this opportunity, these products, and making it not about us. So I I hope that something in this served you. It really, like, I just talked. I didn't have anything written down. It's not perfect, but nothing is. And letting go of that, letting go of the need to say and do and be the perfect thing, consultant, mom, a woman, man, whatever it is, letting go of that and just allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to let yourself shine through, because you're enough. We're all enough. We all have something to give, and we all can not can change our lives and the lives of others just by being ourselves and allowing others to see that. So thank you very much for your time, and I will see you all again shortly.